It seems like every time I refresh my phone, there's something new, and it's breaking, and it's big. And it's almost like Christmas every day for boxing fans these days. The fights that we've dreamt of are starting to come together. And one of the big ones I'm going to ask you about is the potential of Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia's rematch, part 2. But before that, they're both going to have to, I wouldn't call these guys tune-ups. They're going to have to take care of some business in order for us to see that. It sounds like Devin Haney will first face off versus Jose Ramirez, and then Ryan Garcia will be facing off against Isaac Pitbull Cruz. If both victorious, we would then see them to open up Riyadh season in October and finally get the rematch. Do you think those are dangerous fights? And if they both get through it, what do you think leading into the rematch for Garcia-Haney too?
Well, first of all, your phone is blowing up and you keep getting excited and you're getting all these stuff that's good for boxing that's coming. And it's coming from the same place, coming from the Middle East. You know, it's coming from a place that we never used to think about fights coming from, you know, where we thought about oil. We thought about a lot of sand and stuff, but we never thought about fights. And now because of Turki Al-Sheikh, who I do believe is the face of boxing now, how could you argue that? We're getting fights. We're rejuvenating a sport that needed some rejuvenating because the fans were not getting the fights they wanted, quite frankly. So I think both these possible fights are very interesting. I think, and look, there's supposed to be tune-up fights. They're better than tune-up fights. There's supposed to be comeback fights. They're good comeback fights. You know, Garcia's been suspended, so it's a comeback. Gives him a fight back before possibly rematching with Haney. And Haney, of course, lost the fight to Garcia, took a lot of punishment. It's a comeback fight for him, but not the traditional comeback, because you don't get the traditional comeback fights from Saudi Arabia, from Turki Al-Sheikh. You don't get that. You get competitive fights, even when they are supposed to fit into the traditional comeback fight for one guy to have a little easier touch. It's becoming a little bit like Dana White's UFC, where there are no easy touches, where, you know, the formula is simple: competitive fights. Come on, you want to fight? Competitive fights. So, yeah, you would favor Garcia, you would favor Haney in these fights, but you don't know. You don't know what Haney is. You don't know how much damage psychologically and physically was done in that fight against Garcia, who was so much bigger for him than him, you know, and that he took a lot of punishment. And then, of course, there was all the controversy about, you know, Garcia, if he was dirty and everything else. Look, Haney went through hell in that fight. Yeah, you could argue he fought the wrong fight, and I think he did, by thinking he was going to go right through Garcia with all the stuff that was going on pre-fight, with the craziness with Garcia, that he's not in the right frame of mind, that I think they went away, him and his father, who do a great job. His father does a great job, but I think that they went away from his ID. His ID was always a box, set traps, counterpunch, not seek and destroy. They went and seek and destroyed against Garcia, a bigger guy, thinking that that was the right thing to do in that particular night because of the mental frame that Garcia was in. And it didn't turn out to be the right way to fight. Again, Haney went away from the way he normally fights, from what his ID is. Ramirez has been around. Ramirez, you know, how much does he have left? You know, he might be a little bit shop one, not you know, but still, he's a former champion. He's a guy that is a warrior. He's a guy that's busy enough. He's coming off a loss, of course, to Barbosa, where he got outboxed on the. That's what's interesting. He got outboxed by Ramirez's thing is to get inside, get in the kitchen, and cook something up for the most part. Go to the body, get in close to you, and Barbosa didn't let him do that. He outboxed him. Haney's thing, again, he didn't show it in the Garcia fight, but his thing is to box. So can he do what Barbosa did? I think that his father and them are probably looking at that and say, hey, you box him the way Barbosa did, the way Haney's supposed to box on the outside, and you'll be able to handle this fight. It's an interesting fight. It's no gimme. It's a good fight. Cruz and Garcia, maybe Cruz is a little too small for Garcia. I don't know, but he's a pit bull. I want to see. You tell me Cruz is fighting, I'm in. I'm watching because his style, his attitude, he's bringing it. He's coming. You got to beat him. He ain't giving you nothing. He's that old saying. He ain't giving ice away in the winter. You know what I mean? He ain't giving you diddly squat. All right, and he's coming. He's looking to get inside. He's looking to tornado you. He's looking to go to the body. He's looking to break you down. And what's the one thing we were worried about with Garcia? Mental. Whether or not he mentally could handle pressure, whether or not he handled the Haney fight, but whether or not mentally he could handle somebody coming to take his soul. You know, whether or not we're going to get another look at that. We're going to get another peek at that. So I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting. Can Garcia catch him? Garcia's a good puncher, especially with that left hand. Can he catch him coming in? That's what you like to do with Cruz. Try to catch him, keep him on the outside with your jab, catch him coming in. Can Garcia do that? Can he hurt him? Or can Cruz break him down mentally and physically? Good fights.